namashishtam manamapi vasachiputram atasarupam rupam tasyagrajamurim maturim gustuati radha kundam givaram aho radhika madhvasvam prapto yasya patita kipaya sri guru tam natosmi Guravehi Gaurachandra Radhikaya Tadare Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Hemabhaddivyatsa Vishundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Sapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vina Aparara Lakshay Shivkasya Kamarikara Sharanam Prabhana Vinde Namaste Taranaravinda Vinde Namaste Taranaravinda Govinda Namo Naramanareti Govinda Namo Naramanareti Govinda Namo Naramanareti Govinda Namo Naramanareti Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sati Govinda Namo Naramanareti Sham Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smaraha Sumurli Manohara Radhika Sukamama Kripanadi Priyacharna Kinkaram Kuru Tavayasmi Tavayasmi Najivami Tayavana Tivikyaya Devi Tam Namam Chanantikam First of all, I offer my Sastandandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual guru, the Nitya-lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Vishtotara Sutta Sishiman, Rupa Anugacharya Vaya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami. Secondly, I offer my Sastandandavat Pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and all our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. Finally, I offer my pranam to the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Kripa Sindhu Bhayata Putitanam Bhava. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Srila Rupa Goswami, he instructed him in the essence of all Vedas, in the essence of all spiritual life. He said, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami has described. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Pranta, Savasikaila Prabhu, Bhagavat Siddhanta. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained Krishna Tattva. Who is Krishna? How he is Rasik Shekhar, Akila Rasamrita Murti, the embodiment of all rasa. Bhakti Tattva. What is pure bhakti? Bhakti is not something that you can do. If you think that you are doing bhakti, then your bhakti is still jnana kamadhyanavrtam, covered by anarthas. Bhakti is the vilas of Swarup Shakti. It is the play of Krishna's internal potency. From the beginning. Only at first, due to ego, we think I am doing everything. And how this bhakti develops into brain, and how this brain develops Nayaman Pranay up to Mahabhav. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described all of these things. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Pranta, up to Rasa Tattva also. All the various aspects of Sthayi Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav, Satvik Bhav, Vyabhachari Bhav. So, Sabhasikailu Prabhu, Bhagavat Siddhanta. What is it that Mahaprabhu was giving? Bhagavat Siddhanta. The conclusions of Srimad-Bhagavatam. For the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimad-Bhagavatam is their life and soul. Mahaprabhu said, Krishna Tulya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvaswai. Srimad-Bhagavatam is no different from Krishna. And it is Sarva Ashray, the shelter of everything and everyone. So you have to take your own pulse and see whether or not you are taking shelter of Srimad-Bhagavatam. Without taking shelter of Srimad-Bhagavatam, every day, cannot progress in bhakti. Dashta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Dashta prayeshu bhadreshu. The inauspicious things in the heart. Abhadreshu. Inauspicious things. Especially means namaparadha, offenses to the holy name. 10 types of offenses. The effects of this is gradually diminished. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day serving Bhagavat. That means the book Srimad-Bhagavatam and the Vaishnava, who himself is the embodiment of Srimad-Bhagavatam, who is absorbed in Srimad-Bhagavatam, in whose throat all the verses of Srimad-Bhagavatam are living, waiting to come out. Srila Sanatana Goswami has prayed, A sadhu sadhu ta dayin, atinicho chataraka, ha namuncha kadachin mam, prem kantaya. O Srimad Bhagavatam, A sadhu sadhuta dayin. You who give the sadhuta, saintliness, to those who are not saintly. Those who are entrenched in the darkness of Maya. O Srimad Bhagavatam, you make them into sadhus. That means related with the sadvastu, Krishna. Ati nicha uchataraka. You deliver those who are extremely fallen, those who are nicha, and make them ucha. Ati nich uchataraka. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Ati nich uchataraka. Ha namuncha kadachin mam. Sanatana Goswami says, ha, alas, namuncha kadachin mam. Srimad Bhagavatam, please don't leave me. Srimad-Bhagavatam, please don't leave me. Does that mean that he was walking around in parikram carrying 24 volumes? No. Hanumuncha, please don't leave me. Premna Rit Kantaya Aspura. Manifest yourself first in my heart. Premna with prem. Rit, manifest yourself in my heart. Rit Kantaya Aspura. And then from my throat. First Bhagavatam should appear in the heart along with prem, and then comes out from the lips. This is called Harikatha. Divine transcendental Harikatha, which is manifestation of Yoga Maya, the Lila Shakti of Shri Krishna, hearing which the living entities all become incorporated. Yasatva tat paro bhavat. They all become absorbed in the Lila and absorbed into the Lila of Krishna by hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam. Have you read Srimad-Bhagavatam today? Yes? Good. All should read carefully every night and hear. Now you're here. So, Sarvashrai, it is shelter of everyone. And Mahaprabhu and his followers have put stress on Srimad-Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, and Nam Sankirtan, chanting the holy names. In the beginning of Srimad-Bhagavatam, there, Shukadeva Goswami, he's asked the question from Parikshit Maharaj. A person who is about to die right now or in the future, soon will die, what should he do? So that is it, includes everyone. Either you will die today or after some time. And death is for certain. So should not lose time and energy. We have to utilize our full time and energy in attaining the goal of our life, because time is very short. So what should such a person do? Shukadeva Goswami said, Eitanyar Vidyamananam Ichatam Akuto Bhayam Yoginam Nripanirnitam Hari Namanu Kirtanam. If you have many desires, if you have no desires, if you are a yogi, if you want liberation, whoever you are, Harinamanu Kirtana. Continuously chant the holy names of Hari. Continuously. Anu means Nirantara. Continuously. No break for other words, for other thoughts, for other activities. Otherwise, the avesh in things other than Krishna will create a state of fear. Bhayam dutya viniveshitasat ishatapetasya viparyasu. In a state of fear, anxiety, lust, anger, all these things will come. Maya is giving a punishment. Why? For being averse to Krishna. Krishna Boli say, Jeev anadir bahimuk. If you are bahimuk, who is bahimuk? Those who are not doing nirantara nam seva, who are not chanting the holy names and glories of Krishna continually. Why are they not doing this? Because they are bahimuk, looking somewhere else. So if you are bahimuk, then atayeva mayatare dear samsara. Then Maya will punish you, for sure. And don't think because you have a seeker in the tilak that you're okay. Only being external devotee, with consciousness going outside, dreaming about how to enjoy the world in a Krishna conscious way. The Kanishta Adhikaris Bahirmukh, practicing devotional life, but all senses and ideas, ambitions are going outside into Bahiranga Shakti, external energy. An actual Vaishnava, his consciousness is going inside to the internal energy. the service of Krishna, always. So, Srila Sukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj, those persons who are in the darkness of ignorance, they have many subjects to talk about. They've got lots of subjects to talk about. What shall we talk about today? Favorite subject is what? Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Me and mine. Two things. My glories and others' faults. My kirtan and others' dosh kirtan. The faults of others. Only mind is absorbed in this. When I talk about Srimad-Bhagavatam, Srimad-Bhagavatam is an endless ocean. Anytime you open, you'll see something new. Even you can drown in the ocean of rasa in the first canto. To speak of the Dashamas canto, the 10th canto, Pranay Geet, Venu Geet, Gopi Geet, Brahmar Geet, even first canto can be lost in the endless ocean of rasa, of Vrindavan. So those who are in ignorance, they have many things to talk about. What you talk about, you think about. Then your mind is absorbed in Maya. Parasubhava karmani na prasamsati nindati sa asu brashate pumbi asat biniveshata. Krishna said, hey Uddhav, parasubhava karma, the nature of others and the activities that they do, na prasamsati, don't praise it and don't criticize it. Why? Sa asu brashate pumbir. By this you quickly lose the thread of auspiciousness in your life. Why? Asatta biniveshata. Now you have a binivesh, absorption in asat, that which is not eternal, not real. It's real, the world is real, but because it's temporary, it's asat. It has no permanent substance. The substance of Maya, the ingredients of Maya are true, but the products which come from it come and go. They have no permanence. They are like bubbles in the ocean. Or they go to the colleges and universities to write a thesis about a bubble just before it bursts. Understand? Researching, investigating, and documenting. One bubble, gone. Then they are also, your body is one bubble also, it will be gone in a second. So, Shukadeva Goswami said, Swavidvara karai Sanstuta Purusha Pashu Nayat Karnapatopito Jatu Nama Kadachana. Shukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj, he's talking about how people, they like to talk about many things. He said, men who are like dogs, like pigs who eat stool, like camels and donkeys. They are always praising, giving praise to other men like themselves who never hear the holy name of Krishna. If you can hear the holy name of Krishna once, then you lose taste in everything. Jiva Goswami said, unless the chitta is Shuddha, pure, you cannot even hear one name of Krishna. For that you have to chant every day. Not less than 100,000 names of Krishna. 64 rounds. Without committing offense. And with the proper sambandha gyan, then chaito dharpana marjanam, the heart is slowly cleansed, and when it becomes at least some portion of the pure chitta becomes exposed, then the name will go inside. Then all bhava mahadavagni nivarpanam, then all attachment is gone. and Shreya Kareva Chandrika Vitaranam, the rays of Bhav, not the Bhav, only the rays emanating from the Swarup Shakti, begin to reveal Krishna's qualities and associates and your own identity. Very beautiful. But those who have never, the holy name has never gone in their ear. They are glorified with many words. So much talking. And who is glorifying them? Those who are like Swavid Varahastra Karai, dogs, hogs, camels, and donkeys. Shukadeva Goswami is saying first, Swa means dogs. Dogs means going in, because in the West it's a little different. In the West someone has a big mansion, they're working in the office all day to pay for the big house, and inside dog is living like a king. But in India, the dogs are mainly like pests in the street, and they're going here and there, trying to get something to eat somewhere, begging. So here, men who are like dogs means those who are, they go to college for many years, so they can get one certificate. And then they're wandering here and there, begging, please give me a job. Please give me a job. They're dependent. You see, in Vedic society, those who have spiritual consciousness, they're nirapeksh. They never depend on anyone. They depend only on Krishna. But modern education teaches everyone to be like a dog and going here and there and trying to beg some scraps from rich people. And even many sadhus, so-called sadhus, they become like this. Only go to the house of rich people and flatter them. Oh, you are so nice. You are a good devotee, Prabhu. This is not behavior of sadhu. Our Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, sadhu means one who cuts. If a sadhu is flattering me, he becomes my enemy. Because the only business of the sadhu is to cut the materialistic mentality from the heart of the conditioned souls. Sadhu is like a priest in a sacrifice of goats and standing with an upraised chopper. And all the devotees come to the class, they come with so many goats, that means material desires in their heart. And then Sadhu takes the desires from the one with sharp words, cutting again and again, because there are so many. Everyone has so many goats of material desires in the heart. Sadhu by sharp words is cutting them out one by one by one. So Shukadeva Goswami, he's criticizing the materialistic mentality. This is not an ordinary thing. This is ecstasy. Only those who have tasted the sweetness of Goloka Vrindavan, the sweetness of the pastimes of Krishna, can become disgusted with the world. You know, like Jamunacharya, Yadavadi mama chaita Krishna padara vinde, nava nava rasya ditam brantamasit, tadavadi bata nari smaryam sangame smaryamani, mukha vikaraha shustunistivanamscha. He's saying, oh, ever since I tasted the ever new rasa of Krishna's name and qualities and pastimes, if the thought, the memory of enjoyment with a woman comes into my mind, then my lips curl in distaste and I spit on it. So you can see, if the thought of material enjoyment and sexual things comes in your mind, then what? Next 5 rounds completely Inattentive, Hare Krishna, Krishna, meditating a long time. Rasa Svadana. Before Nishta will come, first lie, sleepiness. Before Nishta comes, first sleeping, chanting Harinam, Hare Krishna, sleeping. If a person has enthusiasm, they don't sleep. Then vikshep, mind is wandering. Then they bring the mind a little under control, but no enthusiasm. That's called a pratipatti. A pratipatti means you are not sleeping, your mind is not wandering, but you are lukewarm, you are indifferent to Krishna. You're not feeling the intense eagerness. Ha nata gokula sudaka suprasanna vaktara brinda madarasmita he kripada. Oh Gokul Chandra, oh moon of Gokul, with a beautiful smiling face, Ha Nath, oh my Prananath, Lord of my heart, when will I see you? When will you catch my hand and bring me to that place where you meet with Radharani so I can serve you there? No eagerness. Pratipatti, then Rasa Swadana. Not enjoying physically, enjoying mentally. Enjoying in the mind, mentally. Very dangerous. Jayato visham pumsang sangaste supajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate kodat bhavati samoha samohat smriti vibrama smriti brahmasad buddhinasho nashati. By meditating on the objects of the senses, then objects of the senses, by this only thinking, attachment comes inside. And when attachment comes, then what happens? Turns into calm, lust. And when the lust is not fulfilled, then you become angry with everyone. Then, when anger comes, then you forget what is right and what is wrong. Smriti Brahmsa. And when you forget what is right and wrong, buddhinash, intelligence is lost. What is buddhinash? What is the meaning of buddhinash? Do you know? Enmity. When we think that someone is our enemy, this is buddhinash. Enmity is the opposite of love. There are two things. One end of the scale is love, the other end is enmity. How can we cultivate love for Krishna and all his parts and parcels, and at the same time have enmity, which is the exact opposite of what we want? So buddhinash means enmity. Now you are completely finished, completely in darkness. But due to ahankar, due to pride, this person who has enmity is thinking, I am great. So this is complete buddhinash, complete destruction of all spiritual intelligence. So, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Swavid Vrahastra. First, don't be like a dog, going here and there, trying to beg some mercy from materialistic persons. Krishna said, Ananyas chintayam tomam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshivavami. If one is ananya, with one pointed attention serving me, then what you have, I protect you. What you need, I bring myself. My Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshamara. After Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur left, there was big fighting in the mat. And fighting over buildings and money, temples, land, disciples, and he just walked out, only with the clothes he was wearing. he had something, Guru Nishta. Full faith in the teachings and instructions of his Guru Padapadma, Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. One day, he was chanting, staying in one place, sometimes Dharmashala here or there, and a god brother from very far away came to see him. He said, "Oh, I have no money to receive him and give him some good prasadam and some sweets." And he wanted to receive his god brother nicely. He was sitting and chanting Hare Krishna. And one bird was flying through the sky and then dropped some cloth. And the cloth fell in front of him, and when it hit the ground, it made a sound. Chink. So he looked and he opened the cloth, and there some rupees were inside. And then he gave to one brahmachari and said, "Go to the marketplace, spend it all, buy very nice boga and some sweets, and we'll give to my god brother." So afterwards, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshmaharaj, he used to remember this in a week. That what Krishna said is true. Yoga Ksema Bhalavya. So don't be like a dog. You can be the dog of a Vaishnava. Can follow Vaishnava wherever they're going and begging for mercy from Vaishnava, not from materialistic persons. So Swavidvara, Vidvaraha means the pigs who eat stool. Here Shukadeva Goswami is criticizing those. Pig is the symbol of no discrimination. Just like the swan is a symbol of discrimination. So pure Vaishnava is called Hamsa. Hamsarasa. Because if you mix milk and water, you cannot separate it. But the swan knows the art, how to just take the milk without taking the water. So, what is this world? Now Rishi said, "Idami Vishvam Bhagavani Vaitaro Yato Jagatstani Nirodha Sambhava Tadvi Di Swayam Veda Pradans Pradapite Pradeshamatram Bhavato Pradashitam." This universe is one form of Krishna. It is emanated from him, it rests within him, and it will be absorbed back into him. Vasudeva Savamiti. Nothing but Krishna everywhere. So, those are like a Hamsa, like a swan. Instead of taking the poison of Maya, they take the nectar of Krishna. For in every situation. Savasyacharam Ridisanivisto Mataksmite Jnanam Maponam. Krishna said, "I am in the heart of everyone. And from me comes knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness." Never have swatantra bhav, independent mood. You have to be dependent on Krishna in every moment. In every move that you make, Krishna is giving you the knowledge, giving you the memory, what to do, or making you forget something so you make a mistake. Our success in everything depends on Krishna. In every moment, in a very humble mood, we have to be aware of the presence of Krishna in our heart and in the heart of everyone, and conduct ourselves accordingly. Jive saman deve jani Krishna adhistan. Mahaprabhu said, Uttamaya Vaishnavave Niraviman. Jive saman deve jani Krishna adhistan. A Vaishnava is the highest person, but they have no abhiman, they have no false ego, they have no pride. They can respect everyone, even an ant. Why? Because they're thinking of Krishna is in everyone. So, the Vaishnava is like Hamsa, like a swan, does not take poison from the goat, he takes the nectar from it. But the pig is the opposite of that. No discrimination. Pig thinks, what should I eat? Anything. He'll eat rotten things, he'll eat meat, he'll eat stool. And then, if you eat like a king, then you start looking for a queen. His belly is full and the genitals become agitated. So then, become like a pig. Pig never thinks with whom to have sex. Maybe mother is okay, sister is okay, daughter is okay. Anything, anyone. So Shukadeva Goswami said, those who are in Maya, they don't talk about Krishna. They glorify those persons. And they themselves are like pigs and dogs. And then Svavid Vara Hasta. Hasta means camels. The camel is walking in the desert and very dry. So then he sees some thorns are growing there. So then the camel comes and chews the thorns. The thorns are very juicy. Very juicy. And quenching my thirst on these juicy thorns. Actually, there's no juice in the thorns. When he chews the thorns, they cut his mouth and he's drinking his own blood. And thinking these are very juicy thorns. So, the human beings who are addicted to sex, they are like camels. Gosh. It takes kilos of food. Many kilos of food just to make a little blood. And it takes gallons of blood just to make one drop of semen. And then losing this, they are enjoying the taste of their own blood. All their energy is going down. Your pranic body is giving life to this body. And energy. And by the sexual activities diminishes the pranic body. So, in the future, you have mortgaged your future. As you become older, you grow old very quickly, lose your memory very quickly, become senile, and Alzheimer's disease, and have strokes, and spend the last 20 years of your life like a vegetable. And no one wants you, no one loves you. Hellish. Why? Due to enjoying the lust in a young age. So they are called camels. Svavid Vara Astra Kare. And then as donkeys. Donkey works very hard all day. Carrying the heavy load of the washerman. Sometimes he's carrying big bags of sugar. But he cannot taste any sweetness himself. And he's working all day because in the evening his master will give him some green grass. But he has not the intelligence to think that grass grows everywhere for free. Grass grows everywhere for free. You don't have to work to get this grass. So in the same way, now Rishi told Vyasadeva, Tasyaiva hito prayate ko vido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyada talabhyate dukhavaranyata sukam kalena sarvatra gavira rangasa. Kalena sarvatra. It's available everywhere. What? Sense gratification. He said, a person who is actually intelligent and inclined towards philosophy should use all their endeavors only to attain the goal of life. Eternal happiness in the eternal service of Krishna. This happiness is not available by wandering all throughout the whole world, up to Brahmalok, down to Patalok, anywhere in the universe you can wander, trying to find happiness everywhere. You will not find it. For Brahma Bhuvanaloka Purna Avartinojana. From Brahma Brahmalok down to Patalok, all the places are places wherein repeated birth and death take place. What you are looking for is not anywhere. Not in Barcelona, not in Birmingham, not in Paris, not in Los Angeles, maybe in Vrindavan. But Vrindavan is not in this world. So wandering around the world, looking for happiness, this is a waste of time. Now Rishi said, why? Because just as suffering comes to you automatically without any effort, by karma, so happiness comes automatically without any effort in the same way. No one works hard so they can suffer, but suffering comes. So don't use your time and your energy, which is so precious, in searching for the material sense gratification, because even if you don't look for it, it will come automatically. By here, kalena savatra gabera ramasa means by the subtle movements of time. Someone thinks, oh, if I will be detached from everything, I will suffer. You will not suffer more or less. Your suffering and happiness and distress is fixed. So don't worry about these things. What you have been destined to enjoy in this life is coming without any effort. And if you do bhakti, even what you are not destined to enjoy, if you have some desire, Krishna will fulfill even what you are not destined to enjoy. Because he is very kind. Krishna is very kind. And he will fulfill that desire in such a way that you will never ask for it again. So the desire also will go away. So, the donkeys, they work very hard for what is coming automatically. So, Shukadeva Goswami, when he speaks of dogs, hogs, camels and donkeys, he's not describing a zoo, he's describing the human society. All of human society is living life exactly according to the principles of these animals. And as long as we remain on the level of Kanishta Adhikari, Prakrita Bhakta, materialistic devotee, we have a certain amount of donkeyness also. Those qualities are there. This is why Shukadeva Goswami is chastising to take it away, take it out. My Srila Gogavinda Maharaj, he used to say that one guru, he was saying, all the people of the society, they're like only like animals, but without horns and a tail. And the disciple, he could not understand. So his guru gave some glasses. And he put them on, and then he looked and he saw everyone was like without horns and tail, but exactly like the dogs, pigs, camels and donkeys. It was amazing. You don't see any human beings anywhere. One day, in one village, it was the Durga Puja day. So the washerman, he wanted to celebrate in the procession, in the kirtan procession for Durga. So he thought, oh, let me get, they made one deity of Durga, you know, they make out of mud. With many arms and like this. So he got one deity of Durga, and then he tied it on a platform on the back of his donkey. Donkey was working hard every day and he was beating him. But today it was Durga Puja. So he put the deity of Durga on the back of the donkey with some nice cloth and everything. And then with kirtan, he did a procession through the street. So as he was doing procession through the street, then all the people were coming and giving pranam, and showering flowers, and giving some pranam with some money as well, like this. The donkey was walking on thinking, wow, fantastic. What happened? Now everyone is bowing down to me. They're all singing, they're showering flowers on me. Giving money, everything. The donkey was, finally, everyone has recognized my personality. How great I am. All are respecting me. So then he became so happy. He thought, now everyone loves me. So, I should show them my talents at singing and dancing. So then the donkey began to sing. And dance. And then when the donkey was dancing, then the quantity of dirt on his back was about to fall off. Then everyone came and started beating him again. So this is the mentality of the donkey. Everyone was respecting not the donkey, but one deity was there. But out of ego, he thought everyone is respecting me. So, what qualities we have, if others are giving respect to us. Oh Prabhu, you are very learned. Oh Prabhu, you sing a nice kirtan. Oh Prabhu, you are very handsome. Whatever qualities we have, these are not our qualities. Krishna is giving everything Krishna can take away in a second. Anyone who is taking credit for their own activities and qualities, they are donkeys. Understand? So, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, those persons who are like dogs, hogs, camels and donkeys, they have many subjects to talk about. And they praise others who are bigger dogs and bigger camels and bigger donkeys. They always praise them. They are full of praise for those in whose ear the holy name has not entered. We never praise them. Those who are chanting the pure name and realizing Krishna, we give all our respect and honor to them, our Guru Varga. We glorify them. This is very important. If you want to get nishtha, steadiness in spiritual life, then you have to do the anusilanam. That is cultivation of jivan charita. Jivan charitra means the life history, the biography of the acaryas. You know, we have appearance and disappearance days, especially, but also on other days. How did Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur live? How did Srila Narottama Thakur live? How did Srinivasa, we have just sung this song. Oh Swarup Damodar, oh Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, give mercy to me. Oh Lokanath Das Goswami, be kind to me. When, instead of comparing ourselves to the people around us, you see, this devotee, he's not chanting 16 rounds. I am chanting 16. Compare yourself with people around you. What is this? We have to look up, not down. Looking up towards our Guru Parampara and their life, how they lived, and compare ourselves with them. And then we'll see we are nowhere. We are nowhere in bhakti. We are not. What we think, if we do a sadhana, and then it's, oh, now I finished my rounds. 64 rounds I have finished now. Now finished for the day. This finished is not the finish, this is the beginning. What we are thinking is the highest end of our sadhana is just the start. It's the starting line. Rupa Goswami himself said, Prachinanam bhajanam matulam duskaram srinvato me naraste na jolati hridayam bhakti leshalasasya. Rupa Goswami said, when I compare myself with the great sadhus who have done bhajan in the past, like Dhruva Maharaj, he's remembering his mantra all day and night, without drinking, without eating, without sleeping. After some time, he stopped breathing. So Rupa Goswami, he's comparing himself with the sadhus in the past. Drona and Dara, upside down. They were for hundreds of years doing their bhajan. Subari Rishi, meditating underwater. In the past, the sadhus have done very hard austerities and were fully absorbed in bhajan. Rupa Goswami said, if I remember them and compare them to myself, then narasena jalati hridayam bhakti lesha, my heart burns in a fire of hopelessness and I condemn myself. Alas, alas, you have no devotion at all. You have not even a drop of devotion, not leshas, a trace, not even a trace of devotion I have. You have to lament for that. Anutap, repentance, regret, contrition, self-criticism. This is the first step in spiritual life. Until we turn our tendency to find fault with others on ourselves, ruthlessly and brutally, we cannot begin spiritual life. This is Mahaprabhu's first teaching. Nam namakari bahudani jasarva shaktish tatra pitani avata smarne nakala etadrishi tavakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrishamiha janinanurana. My Lord, you are so kind that you allow me to approach you by chanting the holy names. If you chant Nirantara, continuously, all the time, Krishna will appear and you can approach him. It is that easy. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. Kalau nashteva, nashteva, nashteva gatiram. But instead, we want to sweat to build some temporary monument to our own glorification. Instead of tasting the nectar of Harinam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, my Lord, you are so kind, you allow us to easily approach you through the chanting of the holy names. But Durdaivam, I am so unlucky due to committing many offenses. Janina Anurag, I don't feel eagerness for chanting. I'm not feeling the eagerness. Like a fish out of water is eager to get back in the water. You know, when you take a fish out of water. Do you feel like this? Krishna, Krishna. As soon as you hear the name of Krishna, as soon as it touches your heart, be trembling, Krishna, where are you? That comes as you chant without offense. But we are not feeling this eagerness. Why? Many aparads. Vaishnava aparad, Nama aparad, Dhamma aparad, Seva aparad. So first thing, regret and self-criticism, contrition. Then, after that, spiritual life can start. We don't compare ourselves with the dogs, hogs, camels and asses. But we look up to our previous acaryas and we cultivate. That is called anusilanam. The cultivation of jivan charitra. How did they live? It's astonishing. It's fantastic. When you look at the life of any pure Vaishnava, like just recently it was the disappearance day of Lokanath Das Goswami. He was living in Navadvip with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And before Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he told him, soon I will take sannyas and I'll go to Vrindavan. I want you and Bhugarva Goswami, you go there ahead of me and I'll meet you there. So he went there. He was waiting. Mahaprabhu never came. Mahaprabhu, after taking the sannyas vesh, he was trying to go to Vrindavan, but Nityananda Prabhu tricked him and brought him back to Navadvip. And then his mother requested, don't go so far away, go to Puri. So Mahaprabhu ended up in Jagannath Puri. And poor Lokanath Goswami was there in Vrindavan waiting. He and Bhagavata Goswami. And he was feeling separation. He was remembering. In Navadvip, every night, in the house of Srivas Thakur, all the devotees used to come together. And what? Hare Hare Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namah Hare Hare Namo Krishna Now Lokanath Goswami was far away from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and feeling separation. Ha Gaut, ha Mora, Gaura Kishore. And he could not live, he became restless. The news came that Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. So on foot he set out. Nearly 2,000 kilometers on foot he travelled to get to Puri to see Mahaprabhu. When he arrived there, Mahaprabhu had left and gone on the tour of South India. So then he set off looking for Mahaprabhu in South India. And when he arrived there, they told him the news, he'd gone back to Puri. So then he went back to Puri. When he arrived in Jagannath Puri, he told him, Mahaprabhu has gone to Vrindavan. This is where he came from in the first place. Alas, alas! So then Lokanath Goswami set out again, he's going thousands of miles, all the time chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, and remembering Mahaprabhu. And finally he got back into Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu had left Vrindavan and was coming back to Puri. So then at night in a dream, Mahaprabhu came to him and said, stop running here and there and everywhere. Stay in Vrindavan to bhajan. I will come to you. Did Mahaprabhu again go to Vrindavan?
Yes. As a
Then did
Brahmana.
Mahaprabhu tell a lie? He said, you stay there, I'll come to you. Huh?
He came as a Brahmana.
He came in the form of Narottama Thakur. Narottama Thakur is pure Vaishnava, but he was in the Gaura Vesh. Before Mahaprabhu left this world, he was traveling with Nityananda Prabhu and he came on the bank of Padma River. And Mahaprabhu was calling, oh Narottam, Narottam! Nityananda said, who is Narottama? Oh, he is my very dear devotee. And I'm leaving all my ecstasies here. And he kept with the goddess of Padma, goddess of the river. I'm leaving my ecstasy, all my ecstasies with you. When a boy comes in the future, named Narottama, to take bath here, you give him everything. She said, but how will I know who is Narottama Das Thakur? Said, oh, when he enters into your water, you will overflow. Then you'll know, you give it to him. So many years later, one young man, he had a very dark complexion. And he went to take bath in the Padma river, and she overflowed. Then the goddess knew, now I have to give what Mahaprabhu is. And he became overwhelmed. Ha Krishna, Ha Krishna. All the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into him. And he became golden. And he went home, his parents did not recognize him. He was a different kind. He was mad with love of God. And he left home in Keturi. And he went to Vrindavan. He was looking for a qualified guru. And when he saw Lokanath Das Goswami, then he knew he was very qualified and wanted to take shelter of him. So he came and he begged. Oh, Goswami, Mahatmaji, be kind to me. Please accept me as your disciple. Then Lokanath Das Goswami said, no, get out of here. I am not accepting any disciples. Get out. Not like today. Now, so many give initiation to everything and anything. If there's pulse, then Diksha. If no pulse, only Harina. Shastra is telling you should do Guru Padashai, take shelter for 1 year and serve. And examine the personality and character of Guru to disciple and disciple to Guru. 1 year, a minimum. Try to know each other something and make a relationship of service. Then, when you see, the disciple sees Guru Tattva, that means Krishna himself is speaking through that Vaishnava strongly. Then the fruit of Guru Padashai is a Diksha, initiation. So the first anga of Bhakti is Guru Padashai, second anga is Diksha. First anga is not Diksha. First Guru Padashai, take shelter of a qualified Guru and have service relationship for at least 1 year. Then the fruit of the Guru Padashai is initiation. Because the heart has become prepared with faith, strong faith, and a good relationship. So Narottama Das Thakur said, go. So then Narottama Das Thakur, he was thinking, I will try again and again, and I will not give up until he is merciful to me. So every day Lokanath Das Goswami would go to pass stool in one particular place in the forest. And Narottama Das Thakur used to come and he used to sweep that place and then clean it, smear it with cow dung and keep very filtered soil, fine filtered soil there for cleaning afterwards and some water. So Lokanath Das Goswami was going to that place every day. After some time he noticed, who is maintaining this place, doing very humble menial service for me? Oh, tomorrow I will hide. So then the next day he went there, and then instead of going away he hid, and he was watching. And he saw Narottama come out and start cleaning them. So then Lokanath Das Goswami came and grabbed him. Hey, who are you? What are you doing? Narottama Das Thakur said, oh Gurudev, please accept me. Lokanath Das Goswami said, it is very difficult to live here in the forest and tolerate all the difficulties. It is more difficult to tolerate your own mind. When you're in sadhu sangha, at that time all anarthas jump out. Very difficult. To stay in sadhu sangha is very difficult. So he told, you are like a prince. He was from Kayastha family actually. not Brahmin family, from Kayastha family. They are actually technically they are Sudra, but very wealthy. They are like bankers and gold merchants, landholders. So you are like a prince. You are accustomed to a very high standard of living. And I cannot maintain you, I cannot give you anything. Narottama Thakur said, "Oh Gurudev, that day when the fruit no longer grows on the trees, then I'll say, Gurudev, what shall I eat? Oh Gurudev, that day that there's no more flat pieces of land, then I will tell, Gurudev, where shall I sleep? And Gurudev, that day when at the cremation ground, when they burn the dead body, before they burn the dead body, they take the cloth off the dead body and throw it. That day they no longer throw the cloth from the dead bodies in the cremation ground. Then I'll ask you, Gurudev, what shall I wear? So then Lokanath Goswami is seeing that Narottama Thakur had come, not to be Guru Bhogi. That means to enjoy Guru. Or Guru Tyagi, to give up Guru. So many disciples are like this. Guru Bhogi and Guru. One day they try to enjoy Guru, and another day they give up Guru. Guru Bhogi, enjoy, and Guru Tyagi. They cannot receive anything. He had not come to enjoy. He had come to take shelter and render service. And by service to Shri Guru, to receive the treasure of Krishna Prem. Only for this. And to receive this treasure of Krishna Prem, he was willing to undergo all kinds of difficulties and problems and personal discomfort. So he was a Satsishya, sincere and bona fide disciple. So see, Lokanath Das Goswami, seeing him, his heart melted and he accepted him and gave initiation. So Lokanath Das Goswami was doing his bhajan in Kadirvan. In Kadirvan there are trees, Kadir trees, and from these trees the red juice comes. And from this red juice you have to know how to mix it with camphor and make a very good lipstick for Radharani. So he was doing bhajan there at Kishori Kund. And there one day he was taking bath and he discovered Radha Vinod, very beautiful deity of Krishna. Small, and he used to keep in a bag around him. Everywhere he went and he would take out and chant. He was absorbed in that world, not this world. He has no attention, no interest in asat, in the world of bubbles. Everything in this world will be gone in a second. His complete life is absorbed in the transcendental world, and our entrance to the transcendental world is Nam. Only Nam. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. There is no other way. Unless and until we surrender completely to the holy name of Krishna. Nirantara, Nirantaramai, Nam Seva, continuous chanting. Cannot realize anything. Not Krishna's form or qualities, what to speak of pastimes. So he was absorbed completely in bhajan. He is Manjulali Manjari. Among Ashtamanjaris, Lokanath Goswami is Manjulali Manjari. So Narottama Thakur was there doing bhajan, chanting Harinam with his Gurudev every day. One day, one farmer came by and he was thirsty. And he asked Narottama Thakur when he was chanting, "Oh, I am thirsty, can you give me some water?" Narottama Thakur put down his mala. Then he went and bought some water in a clay pot and gave to the farmer. And he came back to his Gurudev. His Gurudev said, You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan. Because you have given up the service of Krishna. Chanting the holy names is not an ordinary activity, it's Krishna Seva. You have left the service of Krishna to serve the senses of a materialistic person, of this world. What is this? You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan. Get out. Go. And Lokanath Goswami ejected Narottama Thakur from Vrindavan. And he was crying. And he went, and through Nam Sankirtan he preached everywhere. And spread love of Krishna through Nam Sankirtan. This story is very deep. Actually, Narottama Thakur, has no fault. But Guru and disciple both are giving a teaching to us. First teaching, don't be inattentive when you chant the holy names. When you chant Harinam, that time give your heart and your attention fully to Nam Prabhu. Make a time in your day where it is you and Guru Deva now. Must. Don't be chanting Nam and looking here and there and sometimes talking and checking email and driving the car and all of these things. Sit in one place and schedule in your daily schedule 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. You have nothing, only Nam Seva. And chant attentively. Inattentive chanting is the offense and it is the cause of all the other offenses. And this inattentiveness comes from inappropriate association with the opposite sex. In Sanskrit, woman is called pramadda. And pramadda means also inattentiveness. So it is not against ladies, it is for both sides. When we associate inappropriately, either physically or by words or by thoughts, then the chitta becomes destabilized. And you cannot concentrate. So then from inattentiveness, all other namaparadhas are coming. So, first teaching here, Narottama Thakur is teaching. And Lokanath Goswami are teaching. Don't be inattentive to your service. Prioritize the chanting of the holy names and give your full attention that time when you're chanting. Secondly, Lokanath Goswami is showing the Guru has a right to chastise the disciple. One should not imitate Sri Guru, thinking, I am following my Guru Dev. I saw him chastising someone, I will also do it. We have no right to chastise anyone. We can chastise ourselves, but not anyone else. Why? Because they have not taken shelter of us. And we have not any power to change them. Even. But Guru, he is tanadapi sunichena, more humble than a blade of grass. How can he chastise anyone? How can he even see a fault in anyone? When the heart is pure. Nindadi shunnaridamipsita sangalabdya. One does not see fault in anyone. One thinks everyone is a devotee. Like Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Vaishnavera nindakama nahi parikane sabi Krishna bhajan kari eva tarjani. Krishna's Kaviraj is saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he never used to let the faults of another devotee go in his ear. If someone would criticize, I don't mean criticize, only speak a fault, even if it's true, 100% true. He would not let any description of anyone's fault go in his ear. Only, he would say, Save Krishna Bhajan. Everyone is doing Krishna Bhajan except for me. That's all he knew. So see, Guru is like that. Doing bhajan, he has no business in anyone else's business. He never sees faults in others. He's never angry and has no ego that I am master of anyone. If Guru thinks I am Guru, he is not Guru. He is a kangaroo. You know, kangaroo means having a pocket here, only going and collecting dakshina from the disciples, putting in his pocket. So, if Guru chastises the disciple, then who is doing this? Krishna. Understand? Krishna. Because Guru is Tanarapi Sunichana, more humble than grass. So when Krishna's Kripa, Shakti, the mercy of Krishna enters into the heart of Guru, that time it comes, like a thunderbolt, to take away our anarthas, purify us. Like our Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur commented that once Nityananda Prabhu was doing Tirtha Yatra, traveling all over India. Gradually, he came to this place where there were Buddhists, and Buddhists were meditating. On what? Nothing. They are Shankravadis, they don't believe in anything. So, the Buddhists were meditating, and Nityananda Prabhu came up and he spoke to them. Oh, what are you doing? What are you remembering? But they did not give a reply because they are doing their meditation. So then Nityananda Prabhu, he laughed. Then he kicked them in the head. They did not give any reply, so I'm telling you. Nityananda just kicked them all in the head and then went away. Chaitanya Bhagavatam is a very difficult book to understand. Someone can criticize, what is this behavior of Nityananda Prabhu? Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, you know, Nityananda Prabhu is so kind. Even Jagai, even Madai tried to kill him, smashing a pot on his head, blood was running down his face, and he was still like a child requesting, oh my dear brother, please chant the holy name. He's very kind. Lokanath Thakur has written, Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai. Nityananda Rai is Akroda Paramananda. He's full of joy and he's Akroda, he has no anger for anyone. So then why will he kick the Buddhists in the head? This is only Kripa Shakti. Mercy. You are lucky if you can get the foot dust of Nityananda on your head. Yeah? Very lucky, very fortunate. So, here Lokanath Goswami is chastising Narottama Thakur. He has the right to do it, to purify him, not to purify him only. Narottama Thakur is already pure, he is eternal associate. He is the incarnation of a Champak Manjari. But by hearing this pastime, we become purified. Forever and ever. For hundreds of years, today, devotees are speaking about the chastisement of Lokanath Goswami to Narottama Thakur, and their hearts are being purified of inattentive chanting. So it has a deeper meaning. You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan and do bhajan. Why? Because Narottama Thakur, you are full of mercy for all the jivas. So you should go everywhere and preach Harinam Sankirtan to everyone. This is the inner meaning. So Narottama Thakur, he travelled everywhere. He went very far to the east. He went to Manipur. You can see in Radhakund and in Navadvip, you see so many devotees, they look like Chinese. And all wearing our tilak. Our tilak is the tilak of Narottama Thakur's, Narottama Parivar. So many different types of tilak. And you'll see, they look like Chinese and they're wearing our tilak. Why? Because he converted almost all the country of Manipur to become Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And though he was so successful in his preaching, and all the living entities were like dead bodies, they all came alive in Krishna praying. He never thought, I am bringing everyone to life. Who is bringing everyone to life? Do you know? Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Narabandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana. It was written, Narottama Thakur was writing, Lokanath, my Gurudev, Lokanath Das Goswami, Lokera Jivana, is giving life to all the people. I am not doing it. My Gurudev is doing everything. This is preaching. If you think that you can preach, you cannot do anything. And if we think, I am only carrying the shoes of Gurudev on my head, and going here and there on his order to speak his message, then like a miracle, all the souls become touched by the Kripa Shakti, the mercy of Krishna. So, we are speaking these things. Why? To give some illustration. If we want to make progress in spiritual life, don't look at dogs, hogs, camels and asses. Look up towards our Guru Parampara and do the anusilanam, cultivation of a jivan charitra, of the life histories of our previous acaryas, how they are chanting Harinam continuously, how they are absorbed in Srimad-Bhagavatam, Kirtan and Harikatha, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and try to make your life conform to their life. These are the angas of bhakti. Guru Padasrai, Diksha, Guru Rasevan, Saddhama Pricha Shiksha, Sadhu Marganugaman. Fifth anga of bhakti, Sadhu Marganugaman. To walk the path that the sadhus have walked. So I want to speak something, Srimad-Bhagavatam. One should be absorbed in Srimad-Bhagavatam. There in the first canto, every chapter is so beautiful, full of rasa. Nigamakhalpataro galitam palam Shukamukadamrita dravasamnitam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muraho rasikavo vibhavukaha. Srimad-Bhagavatam, Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam, it is rasalay. You know, like the Himalaya. Him means snow, Himalaya, full of snow. So this Srimad-Bhagavatam is rasalay. Place full of rasa. Sutta Goswami is explaining to Shonika and the Rishis that after the battle of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira Maharaj was very depressed. He'd become the king of the world, but at what cost? So many people had died. So many ladies became widows, so many children became without a father. For what? So he could be king. He was very sad. No one could console him. Even Krishna could not console him. Actually, Krishna could console him, but he did not, because he wanted to give the glory of taking away all the lamentation of Yudhishthira Maharaj. He wanted to give that glory to Bishmadevas. So, Bishmadev had not passed away yet. He was lying with his body punctured by all the arrows of Arjuna, still at the battlefield. And he was waiting, because for 6 months the sun is moving in the southern course and 6 months in the northern course. Uttarayan and Dakshinayana. So, it is said in Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 that the yogis, they leave this world when the sun is in the northern course, if they want to go be liberated. So Bhishmadev, he was waiting for the sun to move into the northern course. Actually, he's a pure devotee, he doesn't have to do this. But he's setting an example to teach the Shastra. And also, he was waiting, the real reason he was waiting for Krishna. He didn't want to leave this world without Krishna's presence. So he knows that Krishna is very merciful. And Krishna will come to him. So he's waiting. So Krishna came there on the pretext of bringing Yudhishthira Maharaj that Bishmadevas will tell the Siddhanta to Yudhishthira Maharaj and remove the darkness of his lamentation. So Krishna came there with Arjun, Bhimsen, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Nakul, Sahadev, Draupadi, and other members, prominent members of the Guru dynasty. And they surrounded Bishmadev in his last moment. Bishmadev began to tell the truth of Dharma to Yudhishthira Maharaj. When he was speaking, Draupadi took her sari and covered it and was laughing. Bishmadev said, "Oh my dear daughter, why do you find this amusing? This is a serious subject." She said, "Oh, you're giving very good instructions about Dharma, but that time when Dushashan was tearing off my cloth, I looked towards you and you looked down. You did not do anything, did not even say anything." So, how can you give instruction about Dharma? Panina Koila Dharma Shikanana Yeta Siddhanta Gita Bhagavata. He said, unless you follow Dharma yourself, you are not qualified to speak to others. It will produce an adverse effect. So then, Bhishmadev, he told Draupadi, "Oh my dear daughter, you understand that at that time, I was staying in the palace of the Kauravas. And I was living at the expense of Duryodhana. Every day, his servants were cooking and giving me food. So I was eating the food that was coming from a worldly minded person." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Vishaya anakoila malin hoiman, malin mana hoile nahi Krishna smaran." If you eat the food which has been prepared by materialists, then your consciousness will be contaminated. And with a contaminated mind, Malin Mana Hoile Nahi Krishna Smaran, you cannot do Krishna Smaran. Now devotees think it's very easy to do Smaran. Chant Harinam Hare Krishna, remember Krishna Lila. Mahaprabhu himself is saying, as long as your mind is malin, contaminated, it's impossible. You cannot do it. When the mind is Shuddha, pure, Vishaya Chodiya Kabe Shuddha Habe Man, Kabe Hamahera Bosi Brindavan. When the mind is not contaminated by sense objects, then you can do Smaran. Otherwise not. In Bhakti Sandarbha, the chapter about Smaran, the first thing, Jiva Goswami said, Antakarana Shuddhas Chet. If your Antakaran, that is Chitta, is a Shuddha, Chet, if, then you can do Smaran. Otherwise not. Now some devotees are telling, you can do Smaran. If your mind is contaminated by sexual thoughts, you can remember Astakala Lila, just miss out the bits which are amorous. This is completely only the philosophy of a cloud. Very funny. Even Jiva Goswami said, unless the Chitta is a Shuddha, you cannot even do Nam Smaran. What to speak of? Rup Smaran, Gun Smaran, Lila Smaran. Nowadays, people, they throw the books of Jiva Goswami in the jungle. We have to follow what our Goswamis have written. If we disobey them, it is at our own risk, great risk. So, Bishmadevas said, I was taking the food from a materialist. So at that time my mind became contaminated. When the mind is contaminated, you cannot decide what is dharma and what is adharma. You become confused. So Bishmadevas said, but now I have been lying on the battlefield with 100 arrows through my body for 3 months. For 3 months I did not eat or drink. And the blood of my body, which is made out of the food that Duryodhana gave, all this blood has drained from my body. So now, finally, my mind became clear. Now I can speak about Dharma. Understand? Be very careful what you eat. Devotees prepare nicely, and with tulsi and mantras properly offer to Krishna, and then take. Otherwise the mind will become wicked. One time, some devotees, they came to Devananda Gauriamat, the temple of our Paranguru Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, and they travelled a long way, and Srila Paranguru asked, oh, where did you come from? So, oh, we came from here. And along the way we stopped in the temple in Calcutta Bagbazar. He said, fast for 3 days! Why? Because there, at that time, the devotees who were running the temple there, they had to criticize their Gurudev, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they were following some other ideas. So they become Guru Chari and Aparadi as well, made offense and rejected Guru. And because they had taken prasad from Vaishnava Aparadi, so he told them, now you have to fast for 3 days and get this all out of your blood and be purified and repent. Otherwise, your mind will become contaminated by offensive mentality. So similarly, Bishmadevas, he said, now all my blood has gone out, I did not eat or drink anything, now my mind became clear, so I can give instructions in Dharma. He gave very beautiful instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj and took away all his lamentation. And then, when his last moment was coming, he was looking at the beautiful smiling face of Krishna and glorifying Krishna. Tamaham imam ajam sharira bhajam hridi hridi dishtitam atmakalpitanam pratidishami vano naikodarkamekam samadhi gatosmi nirdutabedamoha. Oh Krishna, you are in the heart of everyone. You are everywhere. You are inspiring everything. Even the atheists who are against God and tell so many scientific theories that God does not exist. Where do their theories come from? From Krishna. Krishna is giving intelligence to everyone. Krishna is everywhere. Nothing but Krishna, Sarvam Kalvidam, Brahma. Everywhere. So he said, now, Nirduta Veda Moha, now my intelligence has been cleansed, Nirdut, of Bhed, Pratag Disha, vision of separateness. What is separate from Krishna? Nothing. That doesn't mean that everyone is Krishna. We are not Krishna. We are Jivatmas. We are very insignificant. But we are also non-different from him, in that we are the manifestations of his Tatastha Shakti. So that there is only one reality means there is no Swatantra Vastu. There is no substance which is independent of Krishna at any moment. Everything is always connected with him and under his control and never separated from him. So Bishmadevas said, now Samadhi gatosmi. I have gone in samadhi. Because my consciousness has been cleansed of all Veda moha, the bewilderment of Veda, that anything exists separately, independently, differently from Shri Krishna. Bishmadevas said, I am remembering my Lord, how he's taking the reins of Arjuna's chariot in his left hand and a whip in the other, and he's driving the chariot. He's covered in dust raised by the wheels of the chariot on the battlefield, and his face is very beautiful with drops of perspiration, and he's very concentrating. Why? Why is Krishna concentrating? He's absorbed in Arjuna Seva, driving Arjuna's chariot. We want to be absorbed in Krishna's service. Ignorant person was saying, why? Why? God needs that. God doesn't need our service actually. But Krishna is full of love and he reciprocates with everyone. When devotee is absorbed in Krishna's service, Krishna becomes absorbed in the devotee's service. Why is Arjuna driving the chariot? This is anubhav. So many ingredients are there in rasa. Vibhav, anubhav, satvika. Anubhav means the reaction to the ecstasies of love that makes you act. What is it that makes Krishna act? What is it that makes him drive the chariot of Arjuna? What is it that makes him stand on guard at night outside the tent of Yudhishthira Maharaj? What is it that makes Arjuna act as a messenger and go and negotiate as a mediator, peace with the Kauravas? Why is Krishna doing all these things? It's a response, it's a reaction to the love of the Pandavas. They love him so much. His own love is overflowing, and Krishna is doing all these things out of love. So Bishmadevas is remembering this. I remember Krishna concentrating. He's absorbed in service of his devotee. Bishmadevas said, I remember on the battlefield, Krishna was injured by my sharp arrows. How? He's thinking, just like, what kind of service is this to injure Krishna with the arrows? Is that devotional service? Is Bhishma a devotee or a demon? So some persons say that when he was shooting arrows at Krishna, a demon entered into him in order to have this lila. But Thakur is very rasik. He said, no, this is exchange of love between Bhishma and Krishna. Just like lover and beloved, when they meet in their amorous battle, they have amorous battle, and sometimes they injure each other with their nails and teeth. But this is not pain, this is great pleasure. So in the same way, Krishna felt the arrows of Bhishma very happily, with great pleasure. And when Arjuna's chariot got stuck, and Bhishma was about to kill, he had the opportunity to kill Arjuna, and Arjuna was helpless. Then Krishna, he took the broken wheel of the chariot and he ran at Bhishma to kill him. Breaking his own promise. Krishna promised, I will not take up a weapon in this fight. And Bhishma made a promise, I'll make Krishna take up a weapon. Otherwise, the Arjuna will not be able to. The Pandavas will not survive the next day. So it was a war of wills, the will of the devotee and the will of Krishna. When the will of the pure devotee comes in conflict with the will of Krishna, then Krishna loses. That's the nature of Krishna, because Krishna is the Premadhin. He's subordinate to love. This is Krishna's greatest quality. Premadhinata, subordinate to love. He's Bhakta Vatsala, very loving to his devotees. So Bhishma's, when he's about to die, he's looking at Krishna and saying, I remember when breaking his promise, and for a Kshatriya to break his promise, a Kshatriya will die first. It's extreme shame to make a promise and not live up to it for a warrior. So Krishna broke his promise and took the chariot wheel and was running at Bhishma to kill him. And Bhishma was Jai-ho. And he just put down his weapons. He was just waiting to be killed by Krishna. But at that moment, they blew the conch shell to signal that the sun was setting and the fighting for that day was finished. Bhishma, in his last moment, he went in samadhi. He could not think of anything else. There was nothing to think of because there wasn't anything. You cannot think of something else because there is not something else. This is a fact. If you think there's something else, this is Maya. Ritirtam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam vithabasho yat atama. So, Bhishmadev was in ecstasy of remembering the love of Krishna. How Krishna loved him. How Krishna loved Arjuna more. But who does Krishna love most? Who does Krishna love most? You know? Gopis of Vrindavan. So Bhishmadev became absorbed in now remembering Gopis of Vrindavan. First canto. And Braja Prem and Gopis Prem starts to manifest. Bhishmadev said, Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kaupiturumana Kritamanu Kritavatya Unmadanda Prakritim Kila Prakritimagan Kila Yasya Gopavata. He's saying Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa. Lalita Gati. When Krishna was younger and was living in Vrindavan, in the middle of the night, secretly, he played his flute and called all Braj Gopis to meet him. At that time, Lalita Gati, how he moved was so beautiful. That means the way he walks. Not only, he was dancing. Krishna has not danced with Bhishma. Krishna is not even dancing with the queens of Dwarka or Lakshmi Devi. Krishna is dancing joyfully only in Vrindavan. Lalita Kati Vilas. Vilas means playing, and Vilas also means amorous pastimes. Lalita Kati Vilasa. And when Krishna meets with Braja Gopis, Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa, he smiles most enchantingly. Pranaya Nirikshana, and loving glances. Kaupit Urumana. Urumana. Man means respect. Why did Krishna do all these things? He's giving respect to Braja Gopis. These sweet pastimes of singing, dancing, and amorous pastimes, the way he smiles and glances in Vrindavan. Krishna never does such beautiful pastimes anywhere else. Therefore, this is Krishna's Uruman. Uru means great man, great respect he's giving to Gopis. It means it's Krishna's puja. Krishna himself is worshipping the Gopis. Gopi Nandai Nutpalachitatanum Go Gopasangavritam. In Vrindavan, it is said, Gopi Nandai, the Gopis don't worship Krishna with the giwiks. They offer arti with their eyes. In their heart is burning the lamp of praying, and the light of that praying is coming from their eyes, and they're doing the worship of Krishna by their loving glances. This verse is telling Gopi Nam Nainut Palaja. But this verse of Bhishma is saying the other way. Krishna is worshipping the gopis with the lamp of his glances. Why is Krishna worshipping the gopis? We worship someone because we want to receive their mercy and also bring them under our control. This is why worship. It means gopis, they are Krishna's Parameshwari can control everyone, but he cannot control gopis. It is said, Aham bhakta paradi no yashvatantarivadija. Krishna, I am under the control of the love of my devotees. Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhanam hridayam taham. The devotee is my heart and I am the heart of the devotee. So when praying comes, the devotee is controlled by Krishna's love and Krishna is controlled by the gopis' love. This is true in Sakhya-rasa, Vatsalya-rasa, but not in Madhurya-rasa. In Madhurya-rasa, Krishna is controlled by the prem of the devotee, but the devotee is not controlled by his prem. In prem or sneha, definitely not in man. Pranay, in anurag, when anurag comes, only in that stage of anurag, then the gopis come under Krishna's control. Before that, because of the chanchalata, restlessness, because of avahita, concealing these are different types of sensory bhavs, waves of transitory assisting emotions, waves of ecstasy. Gopis have avahita bhav, means concealing your feelings. Gopis love Krishna, but this sensory bhav comes and they hide their love and they behave in a very crooked way. Instead of glorifying him, they criticize him. Hey dirt, rascal, lampat you the money, crest jewel of the devotees. Hey karalika naptri krida karanga. Do you know karalika naptri krida karanga? No. Then you can chant the name because all the leelas are in the names. Karalika napti krida karanga, karalika napti krida karanga. Karala means Chandravali's mother, grandmother. The grandmother of Chandravali is called Karala. So a very sweet name for Chandravali's grandmother is Karalika. Karalika. And Naptri means granddaughter. So Karalika Naptri means Chandravali. Krida Karanga means if there's a princess, she goes for a walk in the garden, in the royal garden. But she does not go alone. She goes with her maidservants. And she has one, Kuranga means a deer, a pet deer. And so the pet deer has a collar and a chain, and the princess walks in the garden with the pet deer on the chain with this. This is called a Krida Kuranga. So gopis, Radharani can call Krishna, Karalika Napti Krida Kuranga. You are just like the pet deer of Chandra. Very sweet. She's telling with tears in her eyes and also embracing Krishna. She has love and jealousy mixed together at the same time, like hot sugarcane juice. So hot it's burning, but too sweet you cannot spit it out. So Krishna is like that. For Radharani, she's burning, feeling jealousy to Chandravali, but at the same time cannot give up Krishna. So Krishna is giving respect. Urumana, worshipping Radharani. Smaragala kandanam mama sirasi mandanam dehi parapalamamudaram. Oh Radhika, be merciful to me. Decorate with the soft lotus petals of your feet my name. So in Raslila, Krishna is worshipping gopis to bring them under control, that they'll become a little submissive because they are being contrary, and it makes him feel fear of separation. So Bishmadevas lying on the bed of arms. Glories of Gopis of Vrindavan. Gati, Lalita Gati Vilasa, Falguhasa, Panayani Rikshana, Kalpiturumana, Kritamanu Kritavatya, Unmadanda. And in the Rasalila, when Krishna disappeared, then Gopis became mad. Kritam Anukritavatya means they began to do Anukrita, imitating the Leela of Krishna. Perhaps you have read in Srimad or heard in Srimad-Bhagavatam, when Krishna disappeared, Gopis were searching for him everywhere, and they became so absorbed in remembering Krishna that here Bishmadevas is saying, Prakritim agan kila jasya gopavadva. The Gopis attained Krishna Prakriti, the nature of Krishna. They thought of Krishna so much, they were so absorbed in him, that they attained his Prakriti, his nature, and then they thought, I am Krishna, and began to act out his pastimes. Goswami is saying, Krishna oham. One Gopi put her hand on the shoulder of her friend and was walking like this. Krishna oham. I am Krishna, look at how I walk so gracefully. Lalita Gati Vilasa, walking with Lalita Gati. Another Gopi acted out the pastime of the killing of Putana. Another one of Agasur, Bakasur, Shakatasur. Another Gopi lifted Govardhan. Another Gopi enacted the Damodar Leela, Krishna being bound by a rope of Mother Yashoda. All the pastimes of Krishna, they began to act out. How is it possible? Their bhav is anukul, their love is favorable to Krishna, so how can one Gopi play the role of Putana? One Gopi can play the role of Bakasur, and so on. How will Gopis imitate the Leela of demons, even? So Vishwanath Thakur and Kavi Karnapur, they both say, no, the Gopis only played the roles of Krishna, and the Gopis who were playing the roles of demons, these were not Gopis. Yogamaya manifested some Gopis to play those roles in order to facilitate their imitation of Krishna's Leela. Understand? So Yogamaya manifested some Gopis just to play the other part in the Leela. Jiva Goswami says another thing. He said, no, they were also Gopis playing the antagonistic role, practical role also. How is that possible? He gave an example, just like when Mother Yashoda was binding Krishna. At that time Krishna became afraid. He was very afraid of Mother Yashoda because Mother Yashoda had a stick in her hand. Then she threw away the stick and she took a rope. And Mother Yashoda was binding him and Krishna was afraid. So when a Gopi was absorbed in thinking of how Krishna was afraid, then she began to imitate Yashoda out of absorption in Krishna, in the same way that if a man is alone in a jungle at night and he's thinking, I wonder if there's some dangerous tigers here. There may be some deadly tigers here. And he's very afraid. And thinking of that he's afraid of, he goes, maybe there's some tigers out there. He begins to growl like a tiger in fear. So in the same way, Gopis being absorbed in Krishna, being afraid, then they began to play the practical role, like that. It was like a double absorption. So Bishmadevas is saying, Kritamanu Kritavatya Unmadanda. Unmadanda. Anda means blindness. Unmad means madness of love. Being blinded by the madness of love, when Krishna disappeared from the Rasalila, Gopis became vivek shunya, completely devoid of all types of discrimination, and thought, I am Krishna, and began to imitate his pastimes. So another meaning here is akriti means form. So akriti, prakriti is the opposite of akriti. It is viparit. The opposite of akriti, form, is prakriti, that is the substance, the atma. So prakritim ahagan kila yasya gopavadva, that when Krishna was from a hidden place, seeing the gopis become lost in separation, acting out his pastimes, then the gopis became Krishna's atma. Seeing their love, he became absorbed in them. So Bishmadevas is saying that, oh, Krishna is the object of my meditation. Bishma is one of the 12 Mahajans. So the 12 Mahajans are meditating on Krishna. The Navayogendras, 9 masters of mystic yoga, are meditating on Krishna. The 4 Kumaras are meditation on Krishna. Krishna is the Dhyaya, that means to be meditated on by all the great sages. Understand? Krishna is Dhyaya, Jayam Sada Paribhavotnam Abhistadoha. So Krishna is Dhyaya, he is the object of dhyan, meditation of all the great sages. But here, Prakritim Agan Kilayasya Gopavadva, that when Krishna saw the love in separation of the gopis, then even though Krishna is Dhyaya, the object of meditation of all the sages, the gopis became Dhyaya for Krishna. Who is the object of meditation of Krishna? Braja gopis. So they are supreme, they are topmost, they are more sadhu than any sadhu. They are more muni than any muni. Munindra Brinda Vandite. All the munis are praying to Radharani. Why? Because the Supreme Lord is the object of everyone's meditation. His object of meditation are the gopis of Vrindavan. Bishmadevas is remembering this in his final moments. Here another meaning. Prakriti Magan means that Krishna attained the Prakriti, the nature of the gopis occupied his heart, and by this he attained his own Prakriti, his nature. The deep meaning here is that the qualities of Krishna in Vrindavan cannot be found anywhere else. Even Krishna, when he leaves Vrindavan and goes to Dwarka, even when from Dwarka he goes to Kurukshetra and he meets with Radharani, there at Kurukshetra, Radharani said, "Where's your flute? Where's your peacock feather, your pitambar? We don't want to see you surrounded by chariots and soldiers and priests and kings and elephants and horses. There's no sweetness here. We want to see you in Vrindavan, where bumblebees are humming and peacocks are dancing and Jamuna river is flowing. There is not one drop of the nectar of Vrindavan, though we are meeting with you here. There's not one drop of the nectar of Vrindavan. And Krishna agrees. Krishna thinks, I have lost everything. I have lost everything. So Krishna has qualities. And these qualities are Swattasiddha, self-manifest. But the gopis' qualities, they are Swattasiddha. They are self-manifested. But only when Krishna is in Vrindavan and serving the Braja Gopis, then the qualities of the Braja Gopis overtake the heart of Krishna. And Krishna's qualities become Susiddha. Understand? Susiddha. That means more beautiful. So Brajendra Nandan Shama Sundar Krishna of Vrindavan is the most beautiful and wonderful form of Krishna. Why? Because he is absorbed in Vrindavan in service of Braja Gopis there. And so his qualities are manifested in the most beautiful way by the mercy of Braja Gopis. So Gopis' qualities are Swattasiddha. They are their own qualities. But the beauty of Krishna Vrindavan depends on the love of Braja Gopis. Therefore Bishmadevas said, Urumana, Krishna was worshipping gopis, Prakritim agankila yasya rupavadha. And Krishna's beauty comes because he's always remembering their lotus feet. This is Srimad-Bhagavatam. Be absorbed. This is only one verse of the first canto we are discussing today. So our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all our acaryas, their life is for this. Chanting Harina, hearing Harikatha, and Sadhu Sangha. By this, Nasta Praiswa Badeshu Nityam Bhaktasayava. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke, that Krishna who is glorified, he is Uttama Shloka. What is Uttama Shloka? The greatest verses are the shlokas of Srimad-Bhagavatam. So he is Uttama Shloka. What will happen? Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Nishta Bhukam. Fixedness in devotion. And when one has Nishta in devotion, when one is not distracted, when one is not becoming absorbed in other things, then Eka anga sade ke ho, sade bahu anga, nishta vaile upajay prema. As soon as you attain nishta, fixedness in one anga or several angas of bhakti, then the waves of praying rise in the heart. This is Mahaprabhu's teaching. God Prema.